They go to man of the app. Hold on one. Coach Greg, this is. What's up, Pops? What's going on? Ain't nothing. What's going on, Greg? What you think? What you think? Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns is on the wall. It's a sweet painting. We got heavy bags over here. Speed bag over there. Another speed bag is over here. Jones,
I had a microphone.
what do you think?
I wish I had a microphone, but I don't.
What do you think of the boxing gym?
Joe, who trained the fighters over here? Because can't nobody fight over this joint.
Should be you.
Nah, it's all good. It don't have to be me. James Black.
What I think, in answer to your question, what I think about
The boxing gym. You got Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns on the wall.
amazing. You know, it's great that it's dedicated in memory of a late great person who was a youth mentor and community activist and coach, former pro football player Woody Ward Sr. His family is here today. Certainly, that's what we need to do is honor our local, present company included. This gentleman here,
Mark Two Chef Johnson,
Sean Johnson.
brother.
Hey, you look at Shemaye here. He in one dough. Shemaye in one dough.
He already told me.
Most importantly, let me say one thing too. Most importantly, we bringing a facility and Sean Johnson, this way we grew up, this way we learned. And that's the problem that we have with DC Department of Recreation is that they don't get the strength out of their employees because they don't know how to hire the right employees. So of course, if Trayon is in Ward 8, we need people in Ward 8 to run Ward 8. If I'm in Ward 6 or Ward 7, then I need to be in Ward 6 or Ward 7 to run boxing, okay? So this may not work for Mark Johnson because this is not where I come from.
Right.
Where I like to work out is where I come from, right? Which is Southwest. But so they don't have a gym down there. So if you don't have a gym down there, then you got to go to your next location. So when you go to your next location, it got to be people that grew up around here that can have mentorship, that can work with the kids, that can work with the parents, that understand what it takes for the people to be fighters.
Right.
So when you dealing with boxing, cheerleading, AAU basketball, it's a totally different sport when it comes to boxing because AAU football, parents got the money.
Right.
AAU cheerleading, parents got the money. Boxing is the one sport that parents don't have no money. We'll go find a kid on a basketball court that can fight, and we'll bring them in the gym.
Right.
And guess what? We end up becoming their parents. That's how boxing works.
Yep.
So I think when you're dealing with boxing in Bennett Park or wherever you're dealing with, you got to bring people back that's instrumental in this community. That's a pillar in the community. If you got people that's a pillar in the community, then they can bring the right kids back, the right fighters back, the right parents back. I ain't really do fundraising when things have to be like. Right. But until then, until DC Department of Recreation is going to pick the right people and the right staff at the right program, we're not going to get the strength out of the employees. So if you send me to, let's say, Ward 8, where I'm at now,
Right.
when they redo it, I'm going to do it anyway because of my name and what I've done. You know what I mean? But
Right.
not to say that down Southwest, my strength may be a little better down Southwest than it may be somewhere else. Right. So it may be like Sean. Sean's strength is at Bennett Park. This is where he grew up at. He been training kids at Fletcher Johnson. So this is his strength. So if you bring me to Bennett Park or something like that, then I got to get somebody beside me that already know the history of the boxing and the community.
Right.
If I don't do that, then guess what I'm doing? I'm wasting everybody's time.
Right. What
So I really feel like with this gym and with DPR, we lost a lot. Because it's about who you know, not what you know. If you want to open up a new gym and things that happen, how can you have a DPR employee, which is me for 19 years, that's a Hall of Fame in boxing, that's done everything, that supersedes everything in boxing. But you bring people in that's over top of me to run boxing. It makes no sense.
Right. What can you tell me about Greg Lowry?
About who?
Greg Lowry.
Well, you know, I'll say this. I really don't know. I watched Greg do a lot of training. I watched him do volunteer work. I watched him do what he did. And a lot of stuff is not to be really mentioned. A lot of stuff is not to be mentioned. But if you can bring kids back here and you can get this gym full and packed with kids, then I'm with you. I don't care who you is, I'm with you. But at some point, you gotta bring the right people back. I mean, you gotta look at, before this gym was here, you had Taylor train here. He got another belt, second belt.
Yep.
But as he trained here, this was his home, away from home.
Right.
So because boxing is that, you can be here today and be gone tomorrow.
Okay.
You can be here today and be gone tomorrow. And trainers and coaches, trainers and fighters, they always dismiss each other.
All
so
the
does
time.
that mean that Tay can't train here no more?
Right.
Because he used to train here? Does that mean that Tay can't come in no more because he's not with Greg? So I think it's a rack of bullshit when it comes to not only boxing, but DPR. It's a rack of bullshit. So all that old cutting the corners is real, because I'm real with the whole situation. I really feel like they got the wrong people here for training. Now, not me, but I feel like if you team up Lord Sean Johnson with anybody, not just me, it might be him, but anybody, I think he can grow. But these dudes, they can't sell water to a well. You know what I'm saying? So I think DPR making a terrible mistake, and we'll see what happens. They never had no kids before, and now they're gonna get kids. I mean, certain people gotta bring their own kids. But what's gonna happen in the community? It's like AAU basketball, right? I bring the AAU basketball team to Bennett Park, but if I don't put 5 kids on the AAU team from Bennett Park, it don't work.
Right.
They'll learn.
Right. Go ahead, Herman.
Eventually they'll listen to people and learn. So once again, like I said, in front of Lightfoot, DPR don't get the strength out of their employees because they don't put the right people in the right places. Alright? So let's just happen to say Fergie Hope, where I'm on at, when they're redoing it, that's my site. But you don't have nobody in here that supersedes boxing, that has a community output. Bennett Park and certain recreation centers are community recreation centers. And this is what people don't understand. You got some recreation centers that's community. You got people like him, you got people like Sean that can go out in the community to get people.
Right.
You can't wait for nobody to come in the gym. When I got with Fergie Hope, it so happened that it was a gym that I took over, but the coaches didn't like it, but I know it was right. And I think over here, to be totally honest, I don't think it's right. I think it's gonna fail. Bottom line. I mean, that's just me. So
You heard it first from Mark Two Shop Johnson. You right there, Mark. Right here.